Welcome to Politics News Wolf US channel. The war in Eastern Europe has now entered a completely different phase. The long-awaited Ukrainian counter-offensive begins in all its glory. The Ukrainian forces defeat Russian troops on the entire Eastern Front with successful offensive operations before the counter-offensive. As the struggle on the front lines heats up, the Russians are trying to hold on to the areas they hold while the Eastern Front line is holding the fortress city of Bemad. The Ukrainian forces are taking critical steps in Luhansk. Kiev is using British Storm Shadow missiles to target Russian formations located about 100 kilometers behind the front lines. Let's examine in detail the hot breaking points on the front line. A large number of explosions occurred in the city of Luhansk the other day. Eyewitnesses claim that before the explosions, characteristic sounds similar to the one made by cruise missiles during flight were heard. Videos posted on social media showed a thick cloud of black smoke belonging over the city of Luhansk. The fumes were visible from a distance of tens of kilometers. Luhansk officials in a Postan telegram reported that the attacks were caused by two Ukrainian-made Grand tactical missiles. Authorities said the blasts damaged administrative buildings as a packaging factory and a factory that produces cleaning supplies. The alleged attacks have sparked speculation among analysts that Ukraine may have used a new longer-range missile. The main reason for these speculations was that the city was far from the Ukrainian positions. The UK said this week it has delivered a large number of longer-range cruise missiles to Ukraine that can hit targets from 300 kilometers away. The UK's supply of long-range Storm Shadow missiles represents a U-turn. Until now, Western allies had refused to supply Ukraine with long-range weapons that threatened positions inside Russia. British Storm Shadow cruise missiles are among the longest rockets supplied to Ukraine by their Western partners. Super long-range and virtually undetectable missiles will equip Ukraine with new capabilities to defeat Russia. The Storm Shadow cruise missile can cover a distance of 250 kilometers. The range of the Storm Shadow missiles is greater than the range of HIMARS missiles supplied by the US to Ukraine. The longer range of missiles fired from aircraft allows Ukrainian pilots to stay further away from the front lines. British Defence Secretary Ben Wallace said in a statement in the House of Commons that the missiles would enable Ukraine to push back Russian forces on its territory. Wallace said that the UK made this decision after Russia targeted civilian infrastructure in Ukraine. Wallace warned his Russian counterpart that further attacks could cause the UK to donate more capable weapons. February, British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak announced his willingness to send long-range missiles to Ukraine. To obtain these, the UK government initiated a procurement tender process. Rishi Sunak has stated that Ukraine must work together to help protect its cities from Russian bombs and Iranian drones. Sunak stated that the UK will be the first country to offer long-range weapons to Ukraine. Also, retired US Army Colonel Gian Gentile commented on the UK's decision to supply Storm Shadow long-range cruise missiles to Ukraine. Gentile noted the deadly power of these missiles when combined with the US-supplied HIMARS rocket systems and armed combat vehicles capable of destroying tanks. Moscow condemned the UK's decision to deliver the Storm Shadow missiles to Ukraine. The Russian Foreign Ministry said they saw this decision as an extremely hostile move by London aimed at pumping more weapons into Ukraine and leading to a serious escalation of the situation. Russian state media sites downplayed the impact of British long-range missiles on the conflict, claiming that they would not greatly affect the course of hostilities. Ukrainian President Zelensky praised their unity in his nightly speech to the Ukrainian people. Zelensky noted that the morale of the Russian forces was low. The leader of Kiev said we must push them every day so that their feelings of defeat turn into their retreat, their mistakes, their losses. While the state administrations made some mistakes, Lohan was once again shaken by missile attacks. Troops attacked Luhansk with the U.S. missile. The attack took place in the evening when the entire Luhansk People's Republic celebrates their Republic Day. Serious explosions occurred in the Luinsky district of the city where the Polypark factory specializing in the production of polymeric materials is located as a result of the missile attack. The factory was covered with smoke. No casualties were reported as a result of the bombardment. Acting head of the LPR reacted by describing the rocket attack as an attempt by Kiev to intimidate the civilian population. Photos of the missile that caused the explosions were posted by the locals on social media platforms. An American ADM-160B decoy rocket was used in the attack as evidenced by photographs of the wreckage of this rocket released by local residents. The ADM-160B decoy missile is designed to create decoys that will distract air defense systems. It has the ability to simulate the flight of a fighter plane or a cruise missile. FU provides a targeting capability for subsequent missiles. The minimum flight range of missiles of this type is 450 kilometers. Now, let's compare Storm Shadow missiles with US ATACMS. For months, Ukrainian officials had requested the ATACMS, also known as the MGM-140 Army Tactical Missile System, for its firing range and ability to launch with HIMARS. Previously supplied by the U.S., a former senior U.S. military official stated that the Storm Shadow cruise missile supplied to Ukraine by the UK allow greater offensive capability than MATE's surface-to-surface Army tactical missile systems. Storm Shadow is a long-range air-launched attack missile manufactured by France-based MBDA Systems, specifically for the UK and French armed forces. Storm Shadow can be operated in extreme conditions both day and night. Storm Shadow offers deep strike capability with a firing range exceeding 250 kilometers, about 30 miles behind AACMS. Range. The range of the British missile is only slightly less than that of the AACMS. However, Storm Shadow has other abilities such as ground terminal guidance and the ability to paint a target. Mark Herdling, former commander of the U.S. Army, stated that these capabilities provide more strike capability than a U.S. missile. The Storm Shadow is also equipped with fire and forget technology and fully autonomous guidance. The missile weighs about 2,866 pounds and is about 16.7 feet long according to the MBDA website. It first became operational in 2003 at the hands of the Royal Air Force and the French Air Force, and was used in wars in the Gulf, Iraq, and Libya. Storm Shadow is used by numerous other air forces, including Egypt, Greece, India, Italy, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates. In another development, the Battle of BK, once the salt mining town, has been raging for 8 months. Reports of Ukraine advancing north and south of the city indicate that Kyiv is advancing in a coordinated manner to encircle the Russian forces at Bagman. Zelensky stated that he met with senior military commanders the other day. The Kiev leader noted that he received a report from General Alexander Seki, whose forces stopped the Russian forces and even repulsed them in some directions. Ukrainian military officials dismissed speculation that the battle and forward movement in Bakhmut signaled the start of the anticipated counter-offensive. Linsky said that Kiev delayed the operation because it did not have enough Western weapons. On the other hand, according to the commander of the 1st Assault Battalion of the 3rd Separate Assault Brigade, the territorial gains took place near the Seversky Donets Canal between the villages of Ivansk and Kordio Mka. The commander spoke only on the condition that he be referred to with the roll or call sign in accordance with the Ukrainian military protocol. Bravo said the wind followed other successful operations that secured an access road near Krymo north of Bakhmut and allowed Ukrainian forces to retake positions lost at the Industrial College inside the city of Bakhmut. Thank you for watching the video. We value your opinion. Please comment, share them with us, and thank you so much once again for watching this video. See you in my next video.